Hey guys, I'm Jay. Today is my LeetCode review vlog on the 134th problem, gas station. There are n gas stations along a circular route, where the amount of gas at ith station is gas of I. We have a car with an unlimited gas tank, and it costs cost of I of gas to travel from the ith station to its next I plus 1 station. We begin the journey with an empty tank at one of the gas stations. We are given two integer arrays, gas and cost. We have to return the starting gas station's index if we can travel around the circuit once in the clockwise direction. Otherwise, we have to return -1. If there exists a solution, it is guaranteed to be unique, and we have an example here. The final output is 3, as we can start it at the fourth station, and we have to pass each gas station in the clockwise orientation, and we pass all of them, and without running out of gas at any middle station. Then let's get started with the intuition and code right now. First is intuition. The easiest intuition that comes to my mind is we could use a brute force. We can traverse all starting points, all possible, to check if it can finish the whole trip. Then let's start with a code. First, we can have a for loop. Int I equals 0, and the condition should be I less than gas.length. Then we have to increment I. Inside the first for loop, we have to create several extra variables. The first one, we could call it the total gas we have so far, and we started with an empty gas tank, so the initialized value is 0. Then we have a variable to calculate the past station count. We started at 0. Then we can have a nested for loop. First, we have a j iterating pointer and started I, which means we'll try the starting point at the index of I. Then the condition to quit past station count. The condition to keep iterating is past station count is less than gas.length, as we didn't finish the whole trip. After each iteration of the nested for loop, we have to increment I. Also have to increment the past station count. Inside the nested for loop, the first step is we have to update the value of total gas. We need to plus the value of gas of j mod gas.length and minus value of cost of j mod gas stop length. So length. The second step is we have to check the total gas so far is less than 0 or not. If the condition, if the statement is true, which means we will run out of the gas if we want to reach to the next station. So the point at the index of I cannot be the starting point. So we break the progress of the nested for loop. And if the statement is false, which means we can pass the gas station, so we can continue our nested for loop. After we run out the nested for loop, we have to check if past station count is equal to gas stop length. If the statement is true, which means we traversed all the gas stations among the trip. And the second condition is we need the value of total gas must be bigger or equals to 0, or it is impossible to finish the whole trip as we don't have enough gas. Then we'll return I, as I is the index of the starting point. Out of the first for loop, we have to return -1, which means we didn't found any valid starting point among the gas and cost array list. Then let's check for the correctness of our code here. Oops, not a statement. We have to check for this. Past count. Yes, I forgot the double plus symbol. Oops, we have 40 test cases, but we only got 34 test cases passed. And the fail reason is time limited exceeded. This is because the time complexity of the brute force algorithm is not the best solution. Then we can analyze the time complexity and space complexity right now. The time complexity is big O of n squared, as we have a nested for loop. We have a nested for loop. And space complexity is big O of 1, as we created a constant number of variables. This is the first easy intuition and algorithm. We have to come up with another better solution with less complexity. Let's start it right now. So how can we improve our brute force solution? We must waste so many times inside the brute force solution. My intuition is we have to find the key points that we ignored inside the problem's description and constraints. There are 2 key points we must pay attention to. The first is, if there exists a solution, it is guaranteed to be unique. And the second is, all the elements of gas and cost array must be non-negative. So we can get several conclusions. The first conclusion that I got is, if the total amount of gas, which means all the elements added together, is less than the total cost required to move between all the stations. If the sum of all the elements from gas is less than the sum of all the elements from cost, it must be impossible to find any gas station, any starting point to finish the tree. So we can write down our first conclusion. If the total amount of gas is less than the total amount of cost, is impossible to finish the tree. Otherwise, we can definitely finish the tree. Definitely. This is the first valuable conclusion. And the second conclusion that I got from the constraint is, all the elements of gas and cost array are non-negative, which means if we run out of our gas, let's say we run out of gas at the ith gas station. If run out of gas at ith station, which means all the station between starting point and I station is feasible. The reason is, we definitely have positive or zero gas at the starting point, which is better than the start at the middle point with zero gas. So we can start trying at next gas station on the I plus 1 station, which means we can find the starting point by big O of n solution. The reason is, we definitely have positive or zero gas at starting point. Then, which is better than start at the middle point between them. Points with zero gas. This conclusion is concluded from the constraints that the problem told us. These two conclusions, it is very valuable for us to solve the problem. So let's get started with the code right now. First, let's create a variable called total gas left, and we start at 0. Then we can have a left gas so far. We also started at 0. And we have a third element. Let's say our starting point index, which is also 0. Then we could have a for loop to traverse the gas and cost array. I is less than gas.length, and we have to increment I after each iteration. The first step inside the for loop is we have to update the value of the total gas so far. Total gas so far. Gas of I and minus cost of I. And the second step is we have to update the left gas so far. Left gas so far, which is very similar. Let's reuse the code here. And the third step is we can check the left gas so far is if is less than 0. If the statement is true, which means we run out of our gas at this gas station. We have to check if left gas so far is less than 0. If the condition is true, which means we can use the index I as the starting point. So all we have to do is to reset the left gas so far. Reset the left gas so far variable. And the second step is we have to update our start point, as our start point is 0 before. Start point should be I plus 1 as we mentioned before, because if left gas so far is less than 0, which means all the points between starting point and I is invalid. So we have to move our starting point to the next position. And after we finish the for loop, we have to check if our total surplus is bigger than or equals to 0. Our total gas so far is bigger than or equals to 0. If so, which means we have enough gas to finish the whole trip. So we just have to return the start point as the problem promised before. There is only one solution. There is only one valid starting point. Else we just return -1, as there is no answer to that. And then let's check for our code. Bravo, it is got accepted. Then let's analyze the time complexity and the space complexity. The time complexity is obviously big O of n, as we have only one for loop. We traverse for only one time. So the time complexity is big O of n. And the space complexity is big O of 1, as we created several several variables, and the number of variables is constant. And thank you guys for your watching. This is the end of my code review vlog on the gas station problem. You can also check for the detailed notes for this problem on my GitHub repository here. I'll put the link on my YouTube description below. Thank you guys for your watching. See you next time.